The Stinky Tree by Barrie Mahoney. It's often fascinating to discover some of the remedies and answers to problems that can be found by looking at the past. If we look carefully, we often find answers to many present-day problems and how our ancestors dealt with the inconveniences of life. I discovered this recently when looking at a tree on the small island of Hierro. A visit to the enchanting island of Hierro is not complete without a visit to see the stinkwood or smelly tree, which is native to the island. The tree is evergreen, a member of the laurel family, and is threatened due to the loss of habitat in the area where it thrives, and I suspect its pungent aroma. Yes, it can be smelly, hence the name, because the tree is rich in essential oils. These oils give off an unpleasant odour to the wood when cut, but don't let this put you off this part of the story. After all, stinky or not, this tree does have an interesting story to tell. The stinkwood tree was sacred to the ancient inhabitants of the small Canary island of Hierro, the Bimbanches, who called it the Garrow. Legend states that the Garrow assured the life of the Bimbanches because it provided them with sufficient water to ensure their survival. Now remember, this was not a time when the locals could pop into the local shop and buy a large bottle of water. The Canary Islands are visited by the trade winds, and since water was so scarce, the little water that was available to these ancient islanders were from the clouds that condensed on the branches of the tree. It's said that water that dripped from the tree was led to a hole from which the Bimbanches took their water supply. The original Garrow tree was destroyed by a storm on the island, but in 1957 a replacement tree was planted in the same location as the original tree. Legend or not, the same principles as deployed by these ancient people are still just as relevant to fulfilling islanders' need for water today. Let's move to another Canary island, Fuerteventura, where similar principles for catching water are still used. The Fuerteventura government has been collecting mist for the last year or two, and this new technology has already collected over 33,000 litres of water. Mist collectors use humidity from the trade winds that blow across Fuerteventura and extracts water from mist and fog to create a substantial water supply. Meters fitted to the mist collectors show that around 6,500 litres of water are collected each month during the trade wind season. So, how is this done in Fuerteventura without the assistance of the Garrow tree? This simple technology uses mesh placed on vertical structures in high mountain areas that intercept mist and humidity that blows across them. Water droplets fall into storage tanks. These mist collectors use water from sea mist or clouds to support the reforestation of endemic or specific species of plants and trees, which will help plant habitats to recover by providing moisture for the soil and improving the quality of the environment and landscape. It's both humbling and fascinating that technology and processes used by the ancient people in the Canary Islands are being brought back into use today in an attempt to rectify damage caused to the environment over many centuries. You have been listening to The Stinky Tree, which is part of the Letters from the Atlantic series by Barrie Mahoney. If you'd like to find out more about me and my books, please go to my website www.barriemahoney.com, and thank you for listening.